Okay, this is on the McKillican job, condensing unit and coils. Install on 833 through 87 by Aaron. So we have 4 condensing units and 4 coils. It's going to be probably more than Jared expected, but with these wide coils, the train said we had to use the 24.5-inch wide coils. But anyway, so if you come in the front door, these are all, well, this one's in the ceiling. They're all overhead. So you can see the tiles I popped. So I have your cut lines in the back. So on the supply, you're going to cut it right here, close as you can to that. And on the return, I have a cut line just 1 inch from that pipe. And Jared didn't say, but on this one, I didn't look at the other filters, but on this one I'm gonna add a 3-inch wide filter box because it's needed. But so the furnace will have to move 9 inches to the right. So I'm going to have a 6-inch canvas, and you're going to have to maybe move the duct. It's on flex, so you can probably move it a few inches, but start with this side. So I'll give you 10 feet of new all thread to lower this unistrut that the coil's sitting on. Going to put a drain pan under it and just hang it down however you can with drives or whatever. And so this is center tapered from the furnace, so that fitting coil, that fitting, existing furnace, 3-inch wide filter box, transitioned in a canvas. Okay, so since we're moving it 9 inches down, and cut line there, the filter is still going to be accessed from the back side because we have our flue on this side. But just rehook up your flue as needed. I'll give you a couple of 4-inch aluminum 90s and some 4-inch pipe. On the gas pipe, I'm just going to give you a flex, so put a flex as needed. On the electrical, you should be able just to move it down as is. So you're going to just lower this coil unistrut, but these furnace unistruts should stay the same. So you should be able to just slide the furnace down 9 inches and go from there. Otherwise, the AC is going to go on the roof. You're going to run line set up like all the others. Parker's going to do the electrical. So I'm going to pause this and I'm just going to go through each unit. So the drain, I'm going to give you a drain pan overflow safety switch and a coil overflow safety switch. Otherwise, just tie in to your existing 3/4 PVC. Okay, I'm going to pause this and go to the next one. But before I go to the next one, just to let you know, so these are horizontal or upflow or downflow coils. That's it on that. Oh yeah, so I made a diagram of the existing coils that's in the existing. So we have let's see here, we have one 3.5 ton AC, 2 4-ton ACs, and 1 5-ton AC. So I'll write down with this when I find out what goes where, and write down what condensing unit it gets and what coil it gets. Okay, so if you come through the lobby, we've got a unit over here, and a unit over here, and a unit over there. So I labeled them east, north, west, south. So if you come in this room here, I don't have signs on them, but you can see the break room's right around the corner here, and the bathroom's right there. So it's going to be this room right here. Pop out this last tile here, and let's go up. This is a kind of a sucky one. Well, they're all kind of sucky. But let me see if ladders. I'm going to pause this. Okay, they do have light switches in here, which I found out late. But so east, I did that one. Okay, so this will be the north unit downflow system. This one's kind of sucky because it's a drop ceiling down below, so if you need to, you can pop the tile and cut this and hang it. But since everything's sitting on this wood, I have a cut line right there, and then I have this fitting with 1 inch out, which will so you have to cut the joist as needed, and you're going to need to move that electrical as needed. So I'll give you a 1/2 inch EMT to flex, and you can cut the conduit down below and just move it a little bit because it's in your way. But this gas line won't be. Anyway, so that 1 inch out, and that'll sit flat to the wood. And then I gave you another fitting 1 inch out. And shoot, what's the length on that? Oh yeah, I wrote it 3 1/4. That, and this will sit right on the floor, just silicone them together. I did that just to give it stability, so it's sitting on the ground all straight. And we're going to have the coil, then the transition to the furnace. So obviously the furnace is going to raise up like high, like I forget, but like 12 inches up or more. So your other cut line's on the back as well. So I have a cut line right here, but that's where it is. So cut it 1/2 inch down, so right here, and bend 1/2 inch out, and then just lift up the as needed, because you can go up higher with them. You may have to undo the strap down here to make it more gradual, but it's going to have to go up just a few more, well, like to the top, so 4 to 6 inches up. Anyway, you can just lift it up from there. Okay, so run new line set through the roof. I haven't even been on the roof yet, but it is corrugated metal, and I'll show you the ladder in a minute. But you probably just want to set up a ladder outside, so you may want to get a big fiberglass ladder. That's what I would do, so I wouldn't have to come in and out here. Or a big little giant will probably work. Okay, run new line set to the roof with a new control wire. I wrote flat flashing on there, but that probably won't work since it's corrugated. The roofer, well, I don't even know if it's corrugated. It may be rubber up there, I'm not sure. If it's flat, I'll order a flat flashing. If it's corrugated, then I may order those corrugated flashing things. I'm not sure. The roofer might just want to put on his own. Just put a piece of PVC through and have the roofer do that. Okay, so move electrical to furnace as needed. Oh, I went over that already. Just need to move it over. Rehook up the 4-inch aluminum flue. You're just gonna have to shorten it. You know, this 90 is gonna probably be tight, and you know, if we don't have enough slope, you may have to cut it up a few inches. Okay. AC, put condenser on the roof. You're going to run new line sets. I'm going to give you a gas flex just to do the gas flex. Set the units, AC units, on big pads. Electrical is going to be 3-phase. I'll just kind of, well, I'll show you on the next ones. But I think I'm just going to have Parker come out here and measure what he needs, because it's a lot. Drain to the existing drain. You can put the P-trap over on the edges, you know, of these, and add coil overflow safety. So just to give you an idea, up here there's the other unit, and then there's another unit back there, and then the lobby unit is on the other side of this wall. So these three have ladders. So this is horizontal, that one over there is horizontal. Sorry, that one's horizontal, that's downflow. Gosh, I screwed it up. This one is downflow, that one across the way. So north and south are downflow, east and west are horizontal. The ladder, I'll show you that later. Okay, I'm going to pause this. Oh, yeah, I'm going to pause it. Okay, I'm just going right across the hall here to the next access. So we got the light, and then it's the one next to the light. And light switch here. I'll pause this for a minute. Okay, this is the south unit downflow system. So our new coil is only 3/4 of an inch taller than the existing coil, and it's the same thing. So what I figured, get my flashlight here. What I figured is you can undo this fitting and push it aside, and then take this out, slide in the new coil in the same position, set the furnace back on, and then just recut this 3/4 of an inch lower. And you know, you may need to put a drive on the top to seal it or something, but that's it on that. So on the gas, I'm going to give you a gas flex. Just hook up the gas flex as needed. On the electrical, just rehook it up as is. The drain, so right now it comes out from the back. So, you know, you can do what you want. You can, if it were me, I'd bring your drain out the front and put the P-trap, you know, with my finger over here, then go down and underneath and tie into the existing. But line set and everything just go straight up to a new pad, new condenser. So you can see I'm not going to walk out there, but all the condensers, you can see the line sets all go down right there. They all went down, and we're in a row down there. So all our electrical goes down over there as well, and I'll show you that. And I'll go over that in a minute. Okay. Did I get everything up here? Oh yeah. Yeah, so this one, it has filters in here, right here. So, and the filters are clean, the new filters, so we'll just reuse that as is. Unless Jared wants to add filter boxes, which he didn't seem like he wanted to. That one over there. Oh. That one over there, I didn't even look at the filter on it. But it's going to be a slide-in kind of rigged filter like the other ones. We'll pause this and we'll go to that one. Okay, this last one is in the break room. So it's the center tile here. Light switch. And a lot. Okay, so you have your existing filter right here. And that one is a 20 by 20 by 2 inch filter, and it's plugged, so we'll need to change the filter in there. We'll probably add a 4-inch filter for that matter if we don't have any 2s. But 2 is what they have. So on this one, we are not moving anything. We're not moving the furnace at all. We're just going to add from the furnace that duct and a coil, that duct and a canvas. I'm going to put a drain pan under it, and I have 2 coil legs to sit inside the drain pan. And I have a cut line right there. Otherwise, same. Line set to go up. It's roughly about 15 feet up on all these, and depending on how much of an offset you want to set them, but that's what it is. So drain, add coil and drain pan safety, AC, same as all the others, and 2 existing 3/4 PVC, which is right there. Okay, I'm going to pause this. So just to let you know, I'm back over to the north furnace. So I'm looking here and I don't see any filters. Oh, they do have filters inside filter racks. So I'll just order those same filters. When are they? Going to be 16 by 20 by 1s, so 2 of them on this one. So I'll do that. Okay, I'm going to pause this and we'll go look at the electrical. Okay, so if you're at the lobby, the electrical panel is Okay, sorry, I got turned around. So I parked on the northeast side here. This is a good door to go in for the other three. But you walk in, you got these three panels here. So I'm going to pause this and find out where the ACs are. Okay, so in the middle panel we have condensing unit 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 30, 30, 30, and a 40. And this is a Challenger panel. I'm guessing it's probably going to be bolt-in. And I'll write down what the breakers need to be. But I just need to top off on the conduits, feed each one, and bring it over and to the roof. So it's going to be tons and tons and tons of half-inch conduit. And then probably have to rip out all the old conduits. So, and there's a ladder right there at the very back, but it's only comes down like 6 feet, so it's probably easier rather than to bring a ladder back there and go up, just to put a ladder up here. And it's going to be probably about 24 feet or so. I'll pause this. Well, I'll just walk. So these old, right here, here, and here, those went to the old AC units. So, you know, we may be able to repurpose a lot of this conduit, but otherwise just trace it out and get what you need. Up on the roof, we're going to have to put on 4 new disconnects. These are 3-phase wires, and pause it from there. Okay, I'm outside now at my truck. This is a corrugated roof, so I will probably just order like 3-inch roof jacks and order you some 3-inch PVC, and you know, the no caulk roof jacks. Probably. Well, yeah, I can probably just do the no caulk, or you know, I forget what they called them, but the roof jacks that bend for the corrugations. Unless a flat roof jack, you can cut the sides off and fit it in between the middle. And do we need a roofer? It's just aluminum roof. Probably just be able to Sikaflex it down and squash it in. That's what I would think. So I'll talk to Jared about that. That's what I would do. So, but yeah, I'd get the big giant orange ladder and set it up out here. Okay, and that's it.